Senator railing against government corruption.
We will end the corruption of our campaign finance system. Overturn Citizens United. Democracy is not for sale.
And that report from USA Radio's Robin Walensky. And one of Saturday Night Live's new hires is now one of its new fires. NSL announcing it's fired Shane Gillis just days after videos of the comedian making bigoted comments surfaced. A spokesman representing Lorne Michaels said they were not aware of Gillis's prior remarks, calling his language offensive, hurtful, and unacceptable. And for USA Radio News, I'm Chris Barnes.
WOCA.
Auto repair with personal care. We know what we're talking about. Matt Gibbs and the guys over at Sunrise Automotive will treat you right. We'll treat you right.
We'll treat you right. There's Matt Gibbs in the studio.
Are you a medical provider?
I'm not a medical provider.
No, you're not. You're not. You're Matt Gibbs.
I'm an automotive provider.
That's right. That's a medical provider for the car.
Yeah, for the car.
For the car. Welcome, Matt.
Hi, Joe.
I know you. I was going to ask you how was your week, but that's redundant because we know how your week goes. You're busier than a one-arm paper hanger. And you keep your men busy, but you got new gigs. You new with that shirt. Yeah, look at that. Yeah. Everybody look on the camera. Look at this shirt. Ooh wee. Sunrise Automotive.
Look, I get to play with this now.
And make noise.
Why?
What are you making noise for?
I don't know. That's what I do.
That's what you do. No. That's when you're hitting on the cars and fixing the tires and the transmission, anything. Now you go for the tires up. You fix anything on the car?
We do everything. Everything.
How old of a car will you work on? Oh, I should ask, how old of a car have you ever worked on it at your place?
Okay, so, all right, there's an old guy here in town.
Oh, okay. Don't even go there. All right, go ahead.
He's even older than you, Joe.
Yeah. Whoa. This is how he treats me. Huh?
So he calls me up one day. His name was Harold Goforth. He was a banker here in town.
Oh.
He's since has passed away.
Oh. Okay.
But he called me up one day and he said he was buying his last new car. So we got a hold of the guy that he always buys his cars from.
Yeah.
But he said, I have a problem. I said, okay. He says, can you come out to my house? So I went out to his house, and inside of his garage was a 1928 Model A.
Oh!
And it sat there it's been in his garage since 1965. So this was probably right around the year 2000 or so.
Rotten tires.
So and you could barely even make out that there was a car. I just saw this little headlight. Everything, it was covered in blankets and.
Oh, he had it all covered.
It was all covered.
Oh, wow.
So he says, "Do you want the car?"
You mean trade it in?
Hey, do you want the car?
No, I don't want that car. Not me. No, hell no.
He says, "Get that thing out of my garage, and you can have it, because I need a space for my."
Did you have to clean off your chin from drooling?
Well, let me tell you something. I made some calls real quick, and we got that car out of there. So I brought the car down to the shop.
And what kind of shape was it?
It was unbelievably in good shape.
Really?
The body, it was all original.
So in a garage, there's not much rust.
No, there was no rust on the car. The engine was locked up, though. So
how do you unlock it?
Well, we pulled out the spark plugs and sprayed some penetrating oil down inside the cylinder. Yeah. And it had the old hand crank,
4-cylinder, was it?
4-cylinder, flathead.
So as you crank, and the crank wouldn't turn because it's frozen.
Right, you couldn't get it to turn because it was all frozen. But every day we'd go out there and we'd rock this thing. And I had this guy, he was a big guy.
Yeah.
And every day he'd walk out there and rock this thing. And then one day it broke free.
Oh, that whatever it was.
Whatever
it wasn't rust or anything.
No, it was just probably a lack because of the no lubrication.
Yeah, well, the steel pieces.
Yeah, it all
now back then they used brain fart. The pistons. The rings. Did they have rings on them or not?
The pistons on them things are kind of crazy. They're slotted skirts on the pistons because they didn't build up too much compression back in 1928.
Right. So did they have?
They had rings.
They had rings on.
Yeah, they had rings and. I don't know. It's just way different back then. Than it
Well,
was
yeah,
today.
yeah.
But
Well,
we
top
actually
speed
got
was
the old-
what, 35 miles an hour?
Yeah, and it had mechanical brakes. It didn't even have hydraulic.
Oh, my, oh yes, I've been on one of those.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that was like the oldest. And when I was in high school, okay, so
Wait a minute, I'm not going to let you off. I want to stay on that car for a minute, though.
Okay.
I want to. Now, logically, you had to get tires for it.
yeah,
Were they solid tires or were they
they were air tires.
They
but
were air tires?
We didn't even. I think they were.
1920 something? They were air?
Nah, maybe they were solid rubber tires.
Solid, yeah,
on
On wood. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that would mean you had to get those replaced.
No, I don't think. Well, once we got it running, we didn't.
Oh, it ran.
Oh, yeah,
ran.
it got to run. Yeah.
Did you drive it?
No, I drove it around our parking lot.
That's what I meant. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did it have a steering wheel or the stick?
It had a steering wheel.
It had the steering wheel. Okay, so that's
And
the
it
same
didn't
here I
have
had.
a run. It was a coupe. So
What do you mean?
it was a coupe. So it was a 2-door, and it didn't have a rumble seat, but it had a place for a rumble seat.
So the back glass was like an oval glass,
It just came like straight down.
and then like a little hump in the back, where a rumble seat would be later on in later
Right,
years. And there was no trunk, so it was just air.
Well, it was like a trunk space instead of the rumble seat.
Oh,
it had
okay,
like a
it had
trunk
that.
space.
Okay. Oh, wow.
So that would, I mean, you asked what the oldest car was.
I was going to be funny because what color was it?
was
Like
black.
Ford said, you got a choice: black, or black.
Yeah,
What would you like?
right,
Yeah. Okay, go back to high school now.
And then, so in high school, I was, and so I'm not going to get anybody in trouble probably for saying this.
You will. Don't worry about
Okay,
it.
all right. So let's not care. So let's not care. So I'm in high school. I
Yeah.
was a junior in high school.
Yeah.
And I was in the history class. And after the class got over, the bell rang and we all
Yeah.
get up to go to our next class. And the teacher, my history teacher, asked me to stay behind for a minute because he needed to discuss something with me.
Now this is junior high. You were
I was
junior in high school.
Well, no, I was in 11th grade. So
Okay.
I was in high school. This is
Okay.
my junior year.
Yeah.
So I said, okay. So I figured, okay, I'm going to get the speech, and you're horrible in my class, and you don't apply yourself.
And this is a history class. Now.
This is history class, so I'm ready for you. I'm ready because I wasn't the best of students, to be honest with you, in high school.
So far, you're not getting anybody in trouble, so you're all right.
No. So okay. So my history teacher, she says, you're failing my class, and you really need this class to graduate.
Oh, gee, Mr. Sunshine.
Okay, so I'm like, yes, sir, I'll try harder. He goes, no. He says, you won't try any harder. He said, you're just not who you are. You're not going to try any harder, so we got to come up with a different solution.
Yeah.
So I said, okay, and so what do you have in mind? He goes, well, I have an old Model A.
Oh, you're kidding.
And he says, and I need to get some work done to it.
This is even before you were a mechanic.
Oh, this is when I was in
Yeah, junior in high
I
school.
was junior in high school. So I said, okay, so he says, if you do this and this to my car, I could probably help you with your grade. I said, could I get a B? He's like, oh, no,
Be
B.
happy with a C. And
Yeah. No one would believe you actually got a B anyway, so. So I said, okay, so I'll take a C,
Yeah.
And so after that happened, so then I started having like some of the teachers would come up and say, hey,
Oh, you're kidding me.
Hey,
He let the cat out of the bag, in other words.
Yeah, so I ended up putting a clutch in a '65 Mustang.
So you were working on cars back then.
I had Sunrise Automotive Preview like in high school, back in the after school.
Let's see, in high school, they had a shop class in high school, did they?
Yeah.
I mean, automotive shop high school.
Well,
not.
They did. They had actually.
Automotive shop high school, yeah, right.
Yeah, we had auto mechanics.
That's what I meant,
in high school, and then we had small engine repair, and my teacher was the guy that taught small engine repair, and so.
Oh, so you were in heaven.
I was. It was. Yeah, and
So
my senior
that was
year
one of your
was
classes,
my
though.
senior year was like the whole day, other than my one mandatory class that
Math.
I had. The rest of it was in. Yeah, I was in
Shop.
shop. Yeah.
I hate that one. You have to take math.
Yeah, no. Actually, it was like another type of history class, some like American history. I didn't have the same teacher. I wish I would have.
Yeah, well, yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah, well, but look where we are now.
Yeah, I mean, and
So they, in a roundabout way, they prepared you
Yeah.
for life.
yeah.
Really. So
I mean,
now-
I always knew that I wanted to get up and go do something that I
Yeah.
love to do.
Yeah,
Not get up and do something that you have to do.
there's a difference. There's a
There
big
is a
difference.
difference.
And the good thing about it is, I've seen you get your. Now, there are auto places that repair cars, and the owners are there, and they have a good set of mechanics doing all the work. You, on the other hand, you have a good set of mechanics, but if you got to get your hands dirty, you get your hands dirty.
Yeah, I like it. Yeah, I do.
Yeah, I mean, when you worked on my truck, there was a problem that your mechanics just couldn't figure out. It was driving everybody crazy. Then you got your hands on it, and my air conditioner works.
Right.
Well, we tried this, and finally, Mr. Matt Gibbs says, "Okay, my turn." And the wizard over here, I'll call you the wizard for this morning. Don't get a big head.
I'm not.
Headphones are going to come right off.
Yep.
That's right.
They're getting tight.
But ever since, and we're talking 4 years ago.
Right.
So I mean, it was a fix that, everybody has that. There's that one thing that drives you simply nuts.
Right.
You can't figure it out, no matter. And he looked another set of eyes, but something in your past said, "Let me look at this."
Yeah. Well, see, and I tell my guys, the greatest tool that you can possibly, it's not in the toolbox, it's not in your pocket, it's between your ears.
Yeah.
The greatest tool that is I still, to this day, I'll get guys, and I haven't worked in a dealership in 25 years.
Yeah.
And I'll still, to this day, I'll get a call and say, "Hey, Matt, you remember back in 1982?
Sure.
You did this?" And it's like, yeah, I remember it like I did it yesterday.
Really?
And I don't, and that's weird.
So
Like,
we're going to call it the gray matter box.
the gray matter box.
That's where it's between your ears.
That's it.
Well, that's it though. But knowledge is like the old story. The guy went in, he went with the hammer, dunk, and you fix it. That'll be $100. $100. Yeah. Did you know where to hit it?
Yeah, exactly.
You had it's knowledge. It's the knowledge. Why do we have to pay whatever you charge for a diagnostic of it? Because we've got to see what the heck's going on with it before we do it.
Right.
It's not just, I'm just going to go and we'll replace this and see if it works.
You know what I don't understand, I get frustrated.
Yeah.
Is like, a person brings a car in and it's got this symptom, and we got to diagnose the symptom.
Sure.
We got to go through this process, and it's like, and people don't want to pay to go through the process. They just want me to know, but I need to go through the process to know.
Right.
But you go to your doctor, and they'll run, and no one ever complains about all that. I got to have that 18 tests, and and they charge you for every single test.
Of course, yeah.
And
I've been there.
I got to know.
One full week in the hospital to find out that my gallbladder was bad. It took them a week.
Okay, see that?
Yeah.
That'd be like if you bringing your car to me and it takes me a week to find out your water pump's leaking.
Exactly. No.
That's not acceptable.
And
it's not. I would not be in business if I did those kind of things.
Exactly. But then they said, "Well, why are you charging me? It's your time. You've got to know what the heck you're doing." Because I wouldn't want to go to an auto place and say, "Well, it might be this, so we'll replace that." Oh, that didn't fix it, so we're going to replace the water pump. That didn't fix it. Might be the belt. Might be the pulley. And might be.
Right.
It might be isn't fixing it.
And that's unacceptable to me as the owner of. My guys know better than to say, "I think this." I don't care what you think.
Thank you for cleaning that up.
Yeah. I don't care what you think. It doesn't matter what you think.
What you know.
I want to know what you know, not what you think. And if you don't know,
come to me. Get another set of eyes on it.
Yep. Come to me. Come to Brian. I got everything. We got
Brian. I haven't met Brian yet. I don't think I've met Brian.
And we got people inside the shop that sometimes I go to them and say, "Hey guys, come here."
Well, you have Tom and Chris at the front desk when you
Tom
first
and
walk.
Richard now.
Oh, Richard. Okay, sorry about
Chrissy's over at the other
that.
location.
The other location. Okay, he has two locations.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. All right, Tom and
Richard
Richard are there now.
in the office.
In the office, they're very knowledgeable.
Yeah.
So someone will come in, and I've got to when I put on the what is it? What happens? And they'll ask questions, so they get intelligently tell your men.
Right.
He's got a which translates to, whatever.
Right.
And then so they know they have a starting point.
Right.
Now in your shop, you didn't just have a bunch of mechanics with a bunch of tools. You've got equipment there that is like Star Trek.
Yeah, and if you don't have this stuff today, you can't fix these cars today.
I know.
They have 4 different scan tools,
And we plug in here, plug in there, plug in there.
Yeah.
It looks like a human on life support
Well,
with
you ought
the
to
car.
see, like when I do like programming, I have the capability of actually programming computer stuff, and you ought to see what it looks like when I'm.
No, you did my car.
And yeah, I had to reprogram your car
Twice. It went. I said, say what? Because for those that don't know, I was driving my car and it just went, okay, and just stopped.
Right.
And I pull over, put it back in gear. In park. Boom! It started back up and it went off again. I went, all right, this is not right.
And that was not a mechanical issue. That wasn't it needs a mass airflow sensor, or it needs a throttle position sensor. It wasn't a failed part. It was a failed programming inside the car's computer.
Exactly.
And some of these cars now have, like I drove a Cadillac over here today.
Oh, really? And you're still talking to me? Well, thank you.
That has 21 computer systems in it.
Are you serious?
21 different modules.
And they all have to talk to each other.
And they all have to communicate.
Well, I brought my my truck, and I'm sorry, back to the car again. It was telling me I was having a flat,
Right, exactly.
and it wasn't.
No, that was
A sensor inside,
right, the tire.
inside the tire.
Right.
But they asked me questions about it. When you put air in, did the light go off? No. Aha.
Right.
So then they say, okay, then this most likely the sensor is bad.
Right.
Now, if I put the air in and the light went off, okay, you might have a leak.
Right.
So, ding.
Right.
But they knew the questions to ask.
Right.
Me here, my lights went on. What is that?
Yeah, exactly. And I ask people, you got to ask the right questions. Just like when you go to the doctor, you got to sit there and for the next.
I don't do that. No.
Fill out all those.
No.
things.
You know what I tell them? They go to the doctor. You want me to fill out the form? Email it to me. I'll have it in my hand. I will not sit in that off for 20 minutes. And I'll do it at home. That way, I don't know about you, but I don't know my license number. I don't know about all these. You got to pull out your wallet in front of everybody. No, I'll do it at home.
Well, and all the medical questions, and I'm sure that they ask these questions to get you get a thought process going,
Right.
and I need to get that same thought process going.
Now, a question: the sensors in my tires. It's not an expensive module, but it communicates wirelessly.
Right, sends a RF signal to
the car, and the car says, okay, you have 2 in the front, 2 in the back. Duh. You rotate your wheels. Will that sensor always automatically say, so you have to program it again?
You're supposed to, but we don't, and I'll tell you why we don't. Because then, okay, so let's say you come in, you want your tires rotated.
Yeah.
So we rotate your tires.
Yeah.
And I got to rewrite and I got to reposition all your sensors. So the $20 tire rotation is now a $100 tire rotation.
No. It's not worth it.
It's not worth it.
So if a sensor goes,
So
you know one of your tires are bad.
Right. And so I'm thinking, this is just me thinking, and I may be way off base, and if I'm wrong, you can call me and tell me I'm an idiot. But
No, phone's not ringing yet.
It will in a minute. So I'm thinking the light goes on, you get out.
You mean get out of the car?
Oh, the flat tire. That must be why the light's on. Is the flat
The
one.
flat one, yeah.
It doesn't matter if it's on the left front or the left rear or the
It
right
doesn't
rear. You
matter.
know what I'm saying? It's the flat one or the one that looks like it's flat.
No,
we
yeah.
know we got an issue.
Well, this car that I'm driving, it's like a magnet for nails. Why? How? I don't know. But I've lost track how many times I had to bring it to you because I got a nail in the tire. I went all the way down to where was it? Daytona, that lighthouse way at the end.
Okay.
I went there. I'm coming back, and the thing goes low tire pressure. You know, tire pressure on that's about 35 pounds.
Yeah.
All right. Low tire pressure 20. No, sorry, 29, 28, 20. It's counting down as a, and I don't know if you've been in that area, but this is nowhere to pull off. So I speed up maybe heat, and it brought it up a little bit as you speed it. And then luckily I found a place. As soon as I stopped, it went 20, 26, 25, 40, you know. And then I did. I got out, flat tire. You know, called AAA, and
And there you have it.
and there you have it. Yeah. But it was better that it told me that little system, because otherwise I would have been driving all of a sudden boom, 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 boom.
Exactly.
And you could get hurt.
Right.
Well, not there, because the speed was like 35.
Yeah, but still, then you could ruin the tire. Now you could fix the tire. You know,
Yeah,
there's-
ruin the tire and the rim or whatever. It can go on and
Yeah,
on.
see,
and
I'm
on.
not opposed to the thing just setting off a light, just saying that there is a tire.
One of your tires, yeah.
But it does, I mean, if people want me to redirect, because I have to actually rewrite the sensors. I
Yeah.
have to take 200876431 and put it on the left front. You know what I'm saying? And you have to assign that sensor to an area.
Now, do you do key bobs? I guess they're called
Key bobs. What the heck is a key bob?
A key bob.
A key fob?
Fob. Okay.
Fob. I do-
I know Bob and George, but I don't know.
I do most key fobs. Some of them you have to, in order to program, you have to have a factory scan tool, which I have the factory GM scan tool. Some of them Forge, there's some procedures that you can do and program. But the ones that we can't do, we have, it's called High Tech Locksmith. All they do is automotive locks, key fobs, keyless entries,
Really?
remotes. So so we use them. They're great. They come to us. They got
Oh.
everything in the van. And sometimes I'll help them, like if there's a mechanical issue with a key cylinder
Oh,
or something
okay.
like that. I'll help them,
Right, right.
fix that, and they help us do the fobs and the
Because the keys nowadays don't look like a key.
the keys nowadays are ridiculous.
It's
And
double
cut.
on both
they're-
sides.
Yeah, and now they're internally cut. Like on the Mercedes and some of those.
Internally cut?
Yeah, instead of having the outside ridges.
Oh yeah, that's
they're
what mine is.
inside cut out.
My GM, it's internal cut.
Yeah.
It's like it looks like a wave on the
Yeah.
inside of the.
And those are all laser cut stuff.
Oh,
on
sure,
them.
sure,
And he
sure.
can do all those. And
Oh, really?
Yeah.
A little laser or
I don't know exactly.
Probably
I
a
think
milling
like a little
machine.
router kind
Yeah,
of
milling machine,
or
right,
something.
yeah.
But
So you have all these connections, quote unquote, because I've been there sitting there when you've been working on my truck, and the guys come in, boom, boom, bringing parts.
yeah, well,
Locally,
that's just getting parts.
Yeah, but
we
you
got-
have the connections to do it. Like I need it now because this person's waiting for it.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
they're there within 10 minutes.
Yeah, they better be there before 10 minutes.
Wow.
Otherwise, I start getting stupid.
Oh, they're that fast.
They're usually pretty quick. And we have, and everything that goes along with the tire guys, the parts guys, the if I need a window tint, we got guys that can come into our shop, do window tinting, fix your upholstery in your car,
Really?
headliners. I mean, just paint work. I
From
got
the
a
tires
guy,
up.
You got. I could handle it, no matter what it is.
So from the tires up, from 1929 up
It don't matter.
or down, whichever they
If it, but I don't, and I say this, I don't like working on the European cars. Don't like it. I don't mind doing the services and stuff like
oil
that.
change, stuff like that.
Yeah,
but-
I mean, and so I tell my customers, if you bring, because sometimes they'll have one within their cars, and they'll have the truck that he drives every day, but he might have his wife might have a Mercedes or a Porsche or a BMW or something. And I've always just been honest and straight. If I feel comfortable
You'll
dealing with
fix.
something, I'll do it. If I don't feel comfortable, I have
Bring it over there.
but I have a guy that I deal with.
Well, you have a guy for everything.
I got a
and
guy
or girl.
for everything.
A person. Well, politically correct. A person.
I got a guy. Sometimes it's a girl. Like for detailing and stuff like that.
Yeah.
We got a girl that girl can detail a car like ain't nobody business. So.
Oh my gosh, we got less than a minute to go. Unbelievable. You did
Time
good.
sure flies when we're having fun.
With someone knowledgeable like
you didn't let one single person call.
Thank goodness. Thank goodness. They let you slide today. Well, that's good, Matt. It's always good to have
Yes,
you here.
sir. Thank you, Jeff.
With all the stuff going on, we're gonna scoot out in about 40 seconds.
All right.
And then we're going to bring out another crew right after UCF, and then somebody else is in the wings. Matt,
if you need me,
yeah, call me. What's the number?
My number is 352-690-1993.
See, I'm automatic. It was in my head. I was going to let you roll with it later, but you did good. All right, Matthew, thank you so much for coming today.
Yes, sir, Joe.
We'll talk to you next week.
Thank you.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
USA Radio News with Chris Barnes.
U.S. intelligence agencies reportedly believe more and more that the attack on a Saudi oil refinery last weekend was launched from inside Iran. NBC News is citing several sources saying that there's compelling evidence showing the attack originated inside Iran's borders and wasn't just carried out by Iranian proxies. Some Republican lawmakers have been suggesting it's cause for military retaliation on Iranian facilities. But Democratic U.S. Senator Tim Kaine says,
why in God's name would anyone even contemplate the U.S. should go to war with Iran to protect Saudi oil?
He was speaking to NBC News. It's day 2 of the United Auto Workers Union nationwide strike.
People with their bad breath for over 20